Hey, IDS 302. Welcome to session B, IDS 302. I said that. Starting tomorrow from where I sit on October 12th, 2021. Class starts tomorrow. My name is Michael Fayer. I'll be your host. I noticed a couple of familiar faces in the rosters of the two sections, and that's always nice. And so let's get rolling here. Forgive me. Uh, no, don't forgive me. I don't, as many of you know, I don't do excuses well in terms of I'm sorry, apologies. I always yawn at least once. Hiccups, that's something new. Uh, so, anyways, I just got these glasses today. Literally just got them out of the box uh, just a minute ago. And they're supposed to be Wayfarers that they're progressives, you know. But as you can see, I'm like this to see close. And I'm like, oh, I hope it works out because they cost so damn much money. But anyways, so we'll see what happens. Just gotta get used to it. So IDS 302, welcome. Interdisciplinary inquiry skills. So whomever you had and whatever type of 301 class you had, or 201 for that matter, I guess, this is a class where we can put some of that to work academically and therefore hopefully make you better consumers of knowledge. You'll hear me say that more than once this session. Be better consumers of knowledge. You're watching this video. That's a great start. I'll be doing 7 of them, I believe, for the session. I used to do 2 a module. I cut back on that because their videos were longer and I just couldn't get it done in one. And I'll be saying 3 Easter eggs during the video that you can write down and email me, and I'll give you 10 points. Pretty easy to make, right? So let me go back to my notes for 302. I'm an interdisciplinarian. I'm one of the few people that you're like, what are you going to do with your interdisciplinary studies degree? Well, I got a job teaching it. I went to college for the first time. Well, I did a little stint back in the 90s, I think, earlier, like 1990, 91. But I went to college in 2008, no, 2010 for the first time. It was after the 2008 crash, and I'm in tech sales, and they tanked on me. So I said, I got to do something. I'm not heading into my 60s without, I'm not, just certain things I don't want to do. So went to college, took interdisciplinary studies. My um, concentrations were African and African American studies and human rights. I was working extensively with the recently resettled refugee community here in Phoenix in many different aspects besides my tech job, and raising 2 sons myself 24/7, 365. And I decided that I'm going to go to school and try to learn something. Maybe I'll be a case manager. Maybe I can help in that field. What happened then was I graduated summa cum laude at a 3.98, and I ended up being named the graduate of the year for the School of Letters and Sciences, which is now the College of Letters and Sciences, which used to house this program, which was BIS. Now it's IDS, and it's in CISA, College of Integrative Sciences and Arts, and part of my Faculty of Leadership and Integrative Studies. I got approved to go. Oh, I also got the same semester I was the graduate of the year. I was named the outstanding academic in African American academic achievement. It's called the Leonore Bolin Johnson Award, and I was very pleased to win that one as well. I got accepted to Howard University in Washington D.C. to get a master's degree in African Studies. I went there for a week, took my son out of 8th grade at the time, and decided was the right school at the wrong time for me. I had an older son that was at ASU Cronkite by himself, no family here, so I ended up coming back. My younger son was very pleased to go back to his old school after we took a long year. And then I did a master's program, Masters of Interdisciplinary Studies at ASU West Campus. I graduated with a 4.0 on that one with my capstone project being a video production I did. And my mentor, Dr. Michael Perez-Dia, who many of you might know from this program because he's my colleague and my friend right now, he was my mentor back in the day. I mean, he was my professor in a few of my classes and kind of took me under his wing and saw some potential. And the last thing I expected is he said, hey, why don't you think about teaching? I said, are you crazy? And he said no. And so I ended up becoming an adjunct. During 16, 17, I was adjunct professor at ASU. I drove Uber, I drove Lyft, I worked as a substitute high school teacher at Kyrene, Tempe, Tempe, Tempe Phoenix, Tempe High School District, Tempe Unified, I guess, and also doing my tech job. So that was fun. Then I got hired full time, 2017. So this is my fifth season full time. I love it. It's a great gig. I mean, you know, I've been online overall. Uh, Directly before this, I was a digital nomad. My son, when he went to college, he's 30. My other youngest son, he's graduating from Barrett Honors College with a degree in history, minor in philosophy in December. So he was living on the dorm. I took off in my Jeep, and I was a Jeep nomad, living around the country. I loved it. Before that, my son and I and a friend went to Europe for 2.5 months. Worked across Europe doing my summer classes. I did my videos from various places, Rome and Ireland and other places. Before that, I've done just about everything. One of the things I pride myself in is to be able to have something that resonates. My students have and something that resonates with me that I can empathize with. Whether you're a single parent, whether you're a mature student, I didn't go back to school until I was 52. Whether you're I've been in law enforcement, so whether you're chain of command kind of people, I was in law enforcement as a sergeant in Milwaukee County. I worked here in Tent City and the Women's Jail in Maricopa County. I've also been an entrepreneur and artist. I've been an artist on my photography and my, let's see, my photography, some of it's over there and stuff. My photography and art has been displayed in quite a few venues. I had people buy it, which really freaked me out. Same with my writing as a journalist, photojournalist. I have a website that's linked there, this Protean Life. Protean means flexible, adaptable, whatever. I have no into concert photography or any kind of travel photography. I've done a lot of that. I've worked with Amnesty International, Bono's One.org, and I have Lutheran Social Services of the Southwest working with refugees from all over the world. I've done work in Ghana, West Africa, freelance photojournalism. Flew there with Stevie Wonder. That's a name drop, yes. In 2007, I met Bono and U2 and Black Eyed Peas when they were here in their what was it called? 360 tour. I was working with them as a photographer, and then also Amnesty International when they did their local palooza, and also certain events. And so I did a lot of that for art, humanity, that type of thing. If you're into that, law enforcement, sales, technology salesman, doing that for 24 years, and I've had my years in the good days. You know, in early 2000s, I would do 3 to 5 million revenue a year. I was in the President's Club and a senior account manager, and really, relished those days. When those days let up, I still have one account left. I've been servicing them since September 1997. They're in South Carolina. I've never been there, never met them, but they're all good people I've worked with a long time, and they buy a lot of their tech stuff through me. It's still, it still probably comes to about, third of a million every year. So it's a little side hustle. Everybody's got to have one, right? I've had, I think I want to say I've had like 45 jobs since I was a youngster, but probably 37 since I'm an adult. I haven't written down in case anybody wants to see the list. I've done it all: farm work, restaurant, sales, technology, photography, art, law enforcement. Uh, I know I'm forgetting something. I mean, I've been everything from a truck driver, forklift operator, single parent, and so on and so forth. So let's get rolling. That's who I am. You can see more about me on the main page there. So what is this? This is IDS 302. You're going to be actually doing research. It's really exciting. You're going to be a better consumer of knowledge when this is done. And I think you'll like it. I do. I really do. It goes from October 13th, December 3rd. That's 52 days. No researcher worked there, salt, whatever, do a research project in 52 days, but you're going to do it. Okay. And this is not your high school research. Okay. This is not hey, teacher says, give you a week to do a research paper on the Titanic. So you go in the library, or you go online, and you Titanic and strength of steel and shipping lanes and frozen water and and Leonardo DiCaprio and all this, and then you submit this paper on. Here's my research paper on the Titanic, and that's not research at the university level and beyond. What research is, and you'll find out, you'll learn it. Research, I mean, again, it's fine to research a new car, research a trip, research. I mean, we say it all the time, and that's great, okay? But when it comes to higher ed, the academy, as we say, university level research, what it requires is you to add something new to the body of knowledge in your field. That's a big ask, okay? And there's only two ways to do that, in my opinion, to add knowledge. One way is you go out and gather data. You get data from somewhere. You get the data, original data, your data. You take that data, you interpret it, you correlate it, you compare it, you contrast it, you interpret it to what it means, and you submit it for peer review, and you may add something. Your goal is to add something to the body of knowledge in that field. Or you can look at existing data. You can put existing data together from disparate sources, existing data, look at it, and then you can put something together and, discover something new. We won't be doing that way. That's too much responsibility to have undergrad students discover something new from existing data. So you're going to get your own data, and we'll explain how to do that later, but it's not going to be bad. You don't have to go wade into the lagoon and pick up algae and put it under a microscope. I mean, maybe if you wanted to, you could, but we'll get into all that. Okay, this is just the introductory module. There's a textbook. See my collection of interdisciplinary study books. Um, by the way, this is a journal. We'll get into that later. The Issues in Interdisciplinary. That's the Association of Interdisciplinary Studies. This is put up by Texas Tech University. By the way, Thursday, the conference for interdisciplinary studies. This is not the text. This is not the text. This is not the text. And let's see. This is not the text. This is not the text. And definitely I'm going to touch on this a little bit, but it's not the text. It used to be the text. This is the text. If it looks familiar to you, that's probably because you're in my class, and we used it last for 301. So you're saying, dang it, man, you're going to do the same old crap that we did in 301? And I'm going to say, no, I'm going to save you about $100 because you don't have to buy a new text. Yes, we're going to do some things over again. You're going to do it till you get it right. You're going to 302 is going to emphasize some certain different things. So that's why I'm using the same book. I explained why I used it last time, Tanner. It's a good process to use. So we're going to use the Tanner method. Let's see. What else do I have here? Okay, I have the modules laid out. This course is worth 1,000 points. I will probably offer some extra credit as we go along. Due dates, the late policy, 10% per day for 3 days, that's it. There's a dress code. Due dates, I have due dates. I've tried to make everything a little more streamlined to go like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you start your module on Mondays. This module is intro. It goes through Sunday. Okay. Then starting module 1 on Monday, it goes to the following Sunday. But the work submissions is packed to Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is what scares me. I'm trying to help you out by doing that. However, you can't wait until, look every day on your calendars. This is because I'm hearing that's what students do. Look every day on the calendar in Canvas. Oh, let's see. I got nothing today. I got nothing today. I got nothing today. Oh, I got to write a major paper today. Don't do it that way. Go in and look and see what has to be done for that module. You'll get my videos on Mondays and get into it. Get your readings done. Get a formula. Get an idea what you're going to be doing. This stuff, trust me, you're doing 5 papers here. 5 sequential weeks from week 2 to weeks 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Each step of Tanner's method of research. There's no time to waste, though. So do not wait and procrastinate until the day that it's due just because the calendar says that. Stop being a slave to the calendar, right? Okay. I will be including in some of my videos, let's do Easter egg number one right away, okay? So you guys are probably going, when's this guy going to say Easter egg number one? Easter egg number one is IDS equals integration. This is a famous one from my 301. IDS equals integration. I want you to remember that interdisciplinary studies, IDS equals integration. That's the safest, easiest, closest, bestest way to describe interdisciplinary studies. So when your crazy cousins who are big shots up in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and they say, "Oh, I hear you're taking interdisciplinary studies," and you go, "Yeah," and they go, "Isn't that where you throw shit against the wall and see what sticks?" And you go, "I think so," because that was me. All right, I didn't have anything. Now I know integration. IDS endeavors to integrate. It separates us from the animals. It's multidisciplinary. Doesn't multi is this okay? I'm doing history and I'm doing philosophy. Multidisciplinary, major, minor, double major, whatever. Interdisciplinary studies. Oh, I'm integrating history and philosophy. Philosophy, there's an integration. There's a certain look to that. Okay, that we'll be getting into, and that you probably were introduced to in 301. So IDS equals integration is a very important meme to stick in your head, right? What I'll be doing, including in the announcement, I'll be sending this announcement out. It's an email. I'm going to add some links to things that I think are pertinent and give you some idea of what I'm thinking is important to know. For example, it just came out today in the New York Times that, see, I don't want this. Yeah, okay. So it came out in the New York Times, an article that there was some peer-reviewed research that says daily baby aspirin or 81 aspirin is probably not good for a lot of people. Stop taking it. I'm on baby aspirin. Do I need to be? I don't know anymore. Okay. I'm already on a statin. I'm already got this with insulin. I'm to this, but so I've got to talk to my cardiologist about it. But the thing about it is this, okay, and I'll include this link. So there, it's just a quick look at that. It's real. This is put out by, it's a comment on aspirin to prevent cardiovascular disease for the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force. The U.S. Preventative Services Task Force is an independent volunteer panel of national experts in disease prevention and evidence-based medicine. Now, this is a very important time, obviously, for people dealing with science and medicine and vaccines and all that stuff, okay? I don't want to get into it, okay? Because for the people that are anti-science, it's a non-starter, okay? I saw a wonderful meme yesterday of a big list of chemical ingredients. All chemicals. Would you take this? If this is your vaccine, would you take this? People were going, hell no, no way, that's going, no way. And the person said, that's the chemical makeup of an apple. Okay, so anyways, so if you want to do your research sitting on the toilet, if you want to do research on Facebook, that's your prerogative. If you think that scientists went through their whole careers and gave their life just to mess with people, it's your prerogative. If you think they're in it for the money, it's your prerogative. What are you in for? Okay. Anyways, so to be a better learner as you get older, and many of you are older students too, you know that we have a lot of stuff we got to advocate for ourselves for, and so being knowledgeable is important, right? Here's one. Snopes, you heard of Snopes, right? They retracted 60 articles plagiarized by their co-founder. Their staff is gutted. Many legitimate sources deal at a high level of integrity. Can't plagiarize. Can't just take the money. Here's what medical news today. Eat protein before carbohydrates to lower post-meal glucose. Now, who's saying that? Jimmy Shoeshine over at the gym, who's the trainer, who may be great. He's got a PT or whatever, a degree, whatever. Or is it science that's been backed up by a study? This writing in the journal Diabetes Care, the authors suggest their findings. This is so important. I want to emphasize. Authors suggest their findings. The authors didn't say prove their finding. The authors are so, because any good researcher will never say this proves it. They'll always say it suggests it, it shows it, it infers it, it demonstrates it, but it never says proof. Okay, and that's another link. The U.S. is getting a crash course in science uncertainty from August in the New York Times. Uh, it's true. I've never seen anything like it. I've been on this earth 63 and a half years, and I've never seen anything like this. Um, so I'm going to have those links. And then what else do we got? The AIS conference on Thursday, aspirin, and that's about it. Oh, yeah, it was in the New York Times. Aspirin use to prevent first heart attack or stroke should be curtailed, U.S. panel says. Now, this is in the New York Times. And I don't care if it's the New York Times or the Inquirer. The point is it's linked to the peer-reviewed studies, okay? Just because Lincoln's cat said it on Facebook doesn't make it true. You know that, right? I want you to be better discerners of knowledge. All right. I'm not the end all be all, but I have my certain level, right, of where I'm at here. So let's work on that. All right. So Easter egg number 2. This is not your high school research. Okay. This is not your high school research. You're not going to be going out and gathering information and just pouring it. All that is regurgitating existing information and saying, look, here's what I learned about X. It's not what we're doing. You are going to, wait, let me just check here. Okay, first of all, let me say this. For your Easter eggs, and when you send an email to me anytime, please put your course. I don't care where. In the subject, IDS 302. In the body of it, IDS 302. I don't care if your Easter eggs of anything. If you send me the email from Canvas, it'll do that automatically. It's great. If you send me any other email, it needs to be your ASU email. I'm not playing games here. If I get, snowshoe11 at AOL.com, I'm not going to give you your points because I don't know who the heck you are. Okay. So, all right. Now, what I want to get back to then is the intro module. What you're going to do is rather simple. I look funny looking like this, like I'm reading. I don't get. Well, it's better than changing glasses or wearing 2 pair at the same time. Okay, you're going to do this thing. You got to do. You read that. You do the academic integrity agreement. That's 2 points. No other instructor gives you points. I give you points. Do that. So that means you're not going to cheat, right? If you do, I got you. And then the syllabus quiz, 4 questions, 8 points. And then just your introduction, your discussion board, musical introduction. Make sure you link your song video. When you put any link anywhere in Canvas, paper, whatever, pro tip, when you paste the link, hit enter, hit return, hit something because that hot links it. If you don't see it go pink, red, blue, whatever, then it's not hot linked. It's just a dead link that has to be copied and pasted somewhere else. Don't do that. Hot link it. Hot link your YouTube video. Hot link whatever you're hot linking, okay? If you have any questions on that, let me know, okay? So you're going to do your introduction. I just want to know something about you. Every semester I see less and less songs that I remember, although somebody will say, oh, I listened to this Eagles too with my grandfather. I'm like, oh, God, no. Okay, so you'll do that. That's an easy 40 points. So you're going to start next Monday on Module 1, and some of you are going to be chomping at the bit get going. I know you are. So you can feel free to look at some of these things, the Tanner model, ethics. Look in your Canvas. I mean, don't you have like a Canvas menu of the class with all your pages on it? Please look at it. Get an overview context. Know where you're going, okay? Get into those learning materials. Look at those. I'm going to be putting the videos out on Mondays, okay? Look at the Tanner model. Look at the IRB ethics info. Those are important. Then you look at your research topic, okay? I give you the choice of what you want to do your research on, okay? I give you about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It'll be about 20 different choices. They're not very specific. I will help you get specific. The key to research is have specific parameters. We'll get to that. I want to know what direction you want to head in. Are you a Black Lives Matter movement type of researcher, or are you a artificial intelligence type of researcher? Self-driving vehicles, alternative medicine, climate change, sustainability, domestic terrorism, the current political climate, student debt. I got all these. CBD products industry, the pandemic. A lot of choices. We'll narrow it down. but you're going to use those because I know everybody has different. This is my thing. I got some major obstacles in this course. Number one, it's interdisciplinary. It means all of you come with different combinations of concentrations. I want to help you research what you like. I don't want to give everybody climate change and say, have at it. And then people are like, oh my God, what do I mean, I care about it, but I don't want to research climate change. So I give you a choice, all right? If you have a different choice on your own, send it to me. Number two is that it's only 7 weeks long. As I said before, are you kidding me? Do research in 7 weeks? You insane? We're going to pull it off, right? Number three is that 99.9% of you never did real university level research before. This is going to be a first. And I'm so happy that we can go through this together. It's going to be very basic. As I say, if I were to teach you to go flying on a plane, some of you that haven't had flight lessons or whatever, all right, did the flight instructor walk you out and say, this is a 787 Boeing jumbo jet, and I want you to get in there like, oh my God, no way. No, I took a flight lesson once. You walk out to the Cessna. You do a simulator first. Then you go out to the Cessna and you walk around and you get in a Cessna, a little two-seater. It's like riding in the air with a riding lawnmower. You're crawling before you're walking, before you're jogging, before you're running. This is a crawling stage of research, okay? I'm not teaching how to drive by taking an Indianapolis 500 in May and saying, jump in, you got this. Like, I don't have my temps yet. That's what we're doing here. You're not getting your postdoc research certification because you don't want it, right? Just learn how to do research at a very basic level, and it will help guide you through life in terms of being a better discerner of knowledge, okay? All right, so I give you that. So that's going to be important to look at. I'm on 27 minutes almost, so I'm going to wrap it up here. It's important that you get a hold of me, that you reach out to me if you have issues. And I'm talking about having issues. Now, don't have issues on Module 1 and Module 2 and tell me about them in Module 6. I don't want you to say, well, back in Module 2, I really had a bad cold and I couldn't do anything. I'm not going to have much sympathy for you. I'm just not. You're adults. You need to act like adults. If you got something going on, tell me. Okay? I mean, I had a guy who said, I'm not going to be able to do my work because I'm getting married on Saturday. You think you didn't know that? No, I think it was somebody else's brother or something. You knew it. You knew it. So I'm going to turn all my stuff in late. No, that's not how this works. I would like a little self-discipline. That word discipline is loaded, right? Interdisciplinary disciplines are silos of learning, individual segments of learning that are set up in academics, right? Discipline can be a punishment. Okay, discipline can be, boy, that word I'm trying to think of without going to the dictionary. It can be responsibility, self-discipline stuff. You got this though, right? Okay, but you need to get a hold of me. That's what I'm saying. I can do Zoom. I'm even on campus now and then nowadays. I can do Zoom. I can do phone calls. You name it. I'm more than happy to discuss anything, okay? I have no life. People know this about me. Okay, so Easter egg number 3, contact your instructor. I want you to remember that. Contact your instructor. You got it all, and those of you who know me, you know what's next, right? Forks up. Peace.